Welcome to my Stop Fighting with Your Son podcast. If this is your first time here, I recorded 4 episodes especially for you to help you eliminate the fights right away and start connecting with your boy as soon as possible. Go to episodes 54 through 59. I have 4 boys of my own, and I know better than anyone how much you want to have a good relationship with your boy and all the things that can come in your way. If you are a mom of boys, I am the coach for you. Let's go.
Hey guys, how's it going? I'm officially a mom of teenagers. They're not teenagers yet by age, they're 9 and 10, but I have just bought life jackets for them that are for teenagers. So I am now entering that stage, so I'll report back on how that's going and share with you all the teachings that I have about that and all the lessons that I learn along with that. So stay tuned. I will share as much as I can without giving away any private information about my teenagers. But today I want to talk to you about, and I have a story. So the other night I was cleaning the kitchen and I was cleaning the stove, and my brain offered to me, it said, "What are you doing with your life?" And in that moment, I answered my brain and I said, "What do you mean, what am I doing? I'm raising 4 boys, I'm taking care of the house, and I'm helping people with their life," right? I was like, hey, wake up, right? Don't just assume I'm doing nothing. And so from that conversation in my head with myself, I thought I have to talk to you guys all about it and bring your attention to this, because this is what our brains do. If we don't decide with our brain what it is that we want to think about ourselves, about our life, our brain will decide we're not doing anything good. Our default brain is not going to be that helpful or that nice. And in fact, if we leave it to run its course and we don't give it any direction, this is our primitive brain I'm talking about, it will simply run around judging you, what you do, and discounting everything you do. I'm sure you've experienced that. Like, no one appreciates me, right? I'm not doing anything productive, whatever. So in that moment when my brain asked me that, under that was huge judgment. Basically, subconsciously, my brain answered that question as if you're not doing anything good with your life, this is not going anywhere, and this is not something to be proud of. Like, this is just terrible. You better come up with something good to do, right? And I had to decide, and because I had that awareness of what I was thinking, and I kind of am practicing a lot, deciding on purpose, what is it that I want to think? And we can decide to believe and think anything we want. And in that moment, I decided that this is not at all what makes sense. I don't want to believe that. I don't want to think that. And I had to remind my primitive brain that, hey, by the way, we're doing something super cool and important and awesome and productive, and this matters, right? So I wanted to encourage you to answer your own questions. And sometimes these questions will come up in conversations with others, and you will hear yourself say these words as rhetorical questions, like, what will I do when they grow up? Or I don't know what I'll do with him when he's a teenager, or what will become of him? Or will we have a good relationship when he's older? I don't know, right? All of these kinds of thoughts that seem true, like you don't know what will happen. We never know, right? But those are dangerous things to let stay there unanswered. I want you to answer your own questions that you have, right? Or like even questions about yourself in the present. You know, your brain will say, like, what are you doing with your life? You need to answer your brain. Otherwise, your brain will go with the default judgment answer that it has already. If you're listening to this podcast, you're probably like me. You're probably not, by default, you're not thinking amazing things about yourself. And if you already are, that is awesome. That's what you're one of the lucky ones, where your primitive brain is your biggest fan, right? But from what I've seen from the client upon clients, from a lot of people that I've met, we're our biggest critic. So we need to rein it in. We need to answer that critic. We need to put the critic back in its place and tell it, hey, chill out, right? I got this. I'm doing my best. I'm raising kids. I'm doing my best in my work. I am doing something with my life that matters, that's important, right? You get to decide that. So answer your own questions. Answer your own questions. Yes, answer your own questions that you have. And if you are not aware of the questions, I would start with finding, where am I feeling bad, right? If you're feeling bad about something, then what is it that you're thinking, right? And if you're thinking something that's making you feel terrible, you can simply choose not to think that. And if there's a question there, there's probably not a pretty answer, right? Because if we're feeling good, your answer would probably be a great answer, right? The answer that would make you feel good. So answer your own questions. Don't let your brain, just to leave them, be rhetorical and not answered. This is what I want to leave you with. And if you need help getting to know what your questions are, like about the future, about your son, about your relationship with him, if you are feeling very bad or you have doubt or worry about the future with you and your son, this is where this work is. It's taking a look at all of your thoughts about the future and taking a look at all the questions that are not answered about that, right? And if they are already answered and you feel terrible, then this is a great opportunity to be coached on, because you don't have to feel bad about something that hasn't happened yet. And this is the best news I have for you, because the future, that's your son's and yours, hasn't happened yet. You are in charge of how you feel about that and about how you feel about right now. So come get coached. This is where you get to look at your thoughts about your questions. And this is where you get to decide how you want to answer all of the questions, and even what you want to think about anything in your life, right? Because how we think about our son, our life, ourselves, determines how we feel. And how we feel will determine what we do. If we feel shut down, closed off, withdrawn, we're not going to reach out to anyone and our son. We're not going to express how we feel. We're going to be shut down, right? We're not going to create connection and a good relationship with our son. And if once you work with me and kind of really examine your thoughts and replace them with the ones that you do want, then you will be able to create that connection on purpose and connect with your son and know that you are in charge of that relationship, no matter when, no matter how, no matter with whom, because you are in charge of your thoughts. Okay, guys, so answer your own questions. If you need any help with that, you can always come and chat with me. You can go to my website and sign up. Go to www.coachingnatalia.com and go to sign up for a free mini session. I have a few spots open this summer, but I'll have way more in September. I look forward to chatting with you, helping you, and getting you that really good relationship with your son, and helping you feel good about yourself and your life. All right? Now have a great week, and I'll chat with you soon. Bye.